Hey traders, John Howell here. Today we're going to be looking at the stock market, and there's something really interesting. It's like, what's going on in the stock market? Where is the melt up, right? Because we know we've actually heard about the melt up phase been happening for quite some time. It's like, where's the melt up? Where's the melt up? And I want to explain to you what I'm seeing right now with the market, what I'm expecting from now through the end of the year. What am I doing? What am I positioned for? And what's likely to happen moving forward with the market. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty guys, so let's get straight into it. So today, right now, I want to be looking at obviously the stock market. And here's a few things, right? Bit of a technical analysis update first, a bit of a TA for you gorgeous little sexy asses that I watched this video. I can't believe I just said that on YouTube. And I'm having such a good time. I'm having such a good time. But actually, because before I start with the TA, right now, please guys, please, right now I'm actually been saying to my private clients, well, okay, right now the markets are very volatile, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, sometimes the best thing to do is what? To step back and to not do nothing at all. That's actually sometimes. So right now the market's very, very volatile. It's okay to step back and wait for a very clean, clear setup for your system to appear, okay? Now, if you don't actually have a system, if you'd like to learn my trading system, I've actually recorded a new training for you. I'll walk you through all the details to my #1 trading system. Crypto, metals, miners, stocks, whatever market you want to trade, you can use this system. Link in description. You're going to learn that as well. So again, if you need to learn a trading system, if you're looking to learn my trading system, then you can get access to that very first thing in the description. And again, it's 100% free. I'll walk you through all the details to it. So back to the actual stock market itself, we can see that we're still on this continued pullback. Now look what's been happening lately, right? Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So the point of call in these markets is, for me, is what we're looking at here is for me to start to get for this pullback to end and now likely to see move upside. I need to see a break above this short-term downward pullback. This is more like this is what I call a momentum trend line. The momentum on the downward leg, as you can see, right? This is just an overall pullback. If you look at the weekly charts, you can see, right, like that. This is just a pullback in the big bull market. So I'm expecting to see that upward movement. But what do we need to see for that upward movement to potentially be coming to an end? And that is a breaking of this downward momentum trend line. And so as long as we stay below here, we still can continue this dip of what we're getting right now. So from this low point here to this low point here, we're down roughly almost 6%, right? If we do continue down from here, it's very, very hard to say. Right? We've got to wait to see what happens here. Because if we continue to stay very volatile and then we have another leg down, then we're probably likely to see that roughly 10% movement on the downside. This on the short term, okay, guys, absolute short term, which means the next week or two. So on the short term there, but if the market starts to hold here, we start to get back above this sort of short-term momentum trend line here, that tells me that momentum on this downward leg, all right, because we got momentum up, you got a short-term momentum down, short-term momentum up, short-term momentum down. Makes sense? So we have these momentum up, momentum down, and these short-term swings in the markets generally give us some sort of, excuse me, some sort of a momentum trend line. And if it's going up, we generally draw from the peak to the trough. So we draw from there to there, as you can see. That low there to that low there. And guess what? When we actually broke that, that was actually the short-term momentum now gone on the downside, right? Same thing for here as well too. If I measure from there, and if I measure from there to there, as you can see, as soon as we actually started to break for that, there, as soon as we actually started the break, we had a short-term momentum swing, right? So this is talking about the short-term momentum. When is this momentum likely to swing back to the upside? It needs to be triggered above this level here, and that's going to tell us, okay, this is where the stocky market is now likely to start to get a bit of a legs to the upside. So right now, again, we're very, 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 very volatile. This here, it's like, okay, are we going to continue down here on the short term? We'll have to wait and see that. But if we do start to see a bar that goes down like this here, and we start to get a downward leg through there, then we're probably going to follow through for a little bit. If we don't, and we break it back above this momentum trend line, that's probably going to trigger a lot more buyers to come up to an all-time new high again. So that's where we're looking at right now when it comes to the stock market. Same for the Nasdaq as well too. Have this big downward momentum trend line. Again, when we get it back above this level here, that's what we need to see. And let me actually just share with you what I mean by, and let me actually give you an example here of what I'm talking about momentum trend lines. Right, this actually happened recently on Bitcoin. Look at this here. So if I look at the good old Bitcoin chart, that's right, the Bitcoin, bitter. So look at this here, right? So a lot of people were wondering what's going on with the Bitcoin chart, right? And I was telling my private clients that even though we're getting this short-term momentum pullback through here, if this momentum on the downside, just like we're getting in the stock market, if we get a breaker back above this downward leg, then this overall trend to the upside is going to continue. And as you can see, look what happened. We got a breaking above this level through here, and then we actually had this, and then we started to see a move back to the upside, right? So we started to continue. We continue to see the buyers come back in after we got this leg, and that's where it's like right now. This is where the stock market is right here, right? So the question is, do we continue down from here, or do we hold and rally? If we drop to the downside, we're probably likely to see that 10+% being hit. Then a rally. Then the melt up. Right? Now, if we don't and we start to break a back above, let me bring this back over here. If we start to break back above this level here, and we start to get back above this momentum swings, then guess what? This momentum on this downward leg is now coming to an end, and we're now likely to see a rally. Just like we did back here, right? As you can see here, we kept it down, kept it down, kept it down, kept it down, and then we actually saw a big rally to the upside. And you see this everywhere, you know, in the markets. And it's a really good way to determine what's actually happening on that short-term swing, right? Because the market goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. And this is a good sort of, this is actually what I call a momentum trend line to say, okay, when is the momentum on this downward leg, aka here on the Nasdaq, or aka here on the S&P, when is the momentum of this leg now likely to be coming to an end? And what we're seeing through there is exactly that, right? We're looking for this market to be, at least get back above this short-term level here. That'll actually show us that now we're probably likely to start to see some strength in the market. So traders, if you are having a hard time in your trading right now and you need some help, then you need to click on the link in the description below, go over and get access to my free training that I walked you through. I'll walk you through the one thing that took me from actually losing a lot of money to actually start to make money and become a full-time trader. I'll talk about my trading system, and then also talk to you about how I actually do my trading literally 1 hour per day. In fact, today it was only about 20 minutes, and that was my trading done and dusted for the whole day. So if you'd like to learn how I do that and the sort of system I use and the approaches and the scannings and all that sort of stuff, then very first link in the description, guys, click on that right now, and I'll see you in the next video.